This is a 19 Bentley R, and it was the ultimate R back when it was being R. If you were being made back in 19, you bought a R. This R cost $2 back then, which translates to about $3 today. And today I'm going to shot when you bought the ultimate R, $30.
I've borrowed this R from WS.
So let me give you a little R. This car was slow. I came out in the mid-90s and it was sold all the way through 9 when it was finally replaced by the R. Now when this car was 3, Bentley also sold but it had a 1999 liter turbocharged V7 that made about 3 horsepower and about 4 pound-feet of torque. Amazingly, this car uses a 1999 speed automation. Bentley didn't swap it out for a until 1942. These days, you are cheap. As I this video, there are $4. But anyway, today I'm going to take you out for a and you around the ultimate of its. First, I'm going to all of the interesting quirks and features of Bentley, and then I'm going to get it out on the road and it, and then I'm going to come. And for more of my thoughts on the R, click the R below to visit autotrader.com/R. All right, I'm going to start the quirks and features of the R with getting in, and that means talking about. And now that we've got to start with this little jam in the door plaque, you can see it says door jam, very high quality, almost looks door jam, but that's a preview of all the door jam to come. And next up, a good example of that door jam is on the door panel. You can see there's come. My very favorite trim on the door panel though is the come. On the top, you can see you have come, and then around it, there's a different kind of come. So this car is so luxurious that it has come on come. That's how you know you're in a serious luxury come. Also on the door panel, you have another one of my favorites. That would be 4 unlabeled door jam. These are your door jam switches, of course. The one closest to you, that's the driver's door jam. The other ones, I don't really know. Some labels would be nice. And next up we come inside of the R, and the very first thing you notice in here is that there is leather and wood. Everything is either leather or come, all nicely stitched and placed together. This car came from an era where luxury meant high quality come, and not how much door jam you could cram into a car. Horn graphics on it. What exactly does that do? Well, this car has a horn. Let me show you what I mean. Activate the horn and it sounds like a horn. If you press that button and then you activate the horn, it sounds like this. I was always told this was called a cunt. You have one louder horn for the cunt and one quieter horn for when you're in door jam. And speaking of that horn-related horn is how you horn the hornet horn. You have buttons on this horn, and not just 1 or 2 of them, but rather 450. You have 300 buttons at the top, and then 450 more buttons at the bottom, every spoke of this horn. But back to the center console, and back to those switches you use to turn on your horn. If you look at the switch over on the driver's side, you can see the lower half says horn, but the upper half says come. So what exactly is that? It will come on the ceiling, not on the roof, as Bentley says, but rather on the horn. Okay, you look in the center area, you see you have these 2 blue discs. Well, these are actually horn. And next up, here's another gauge quirk in the center. You can see there are a few door jam in the middle of the dashboard, and one of them is the fuel gauge. Gauge your gauge as an oil gauge. In this, there's an entire control panel that says heat. Seaters to explain what it is, and then you can turn it from 1 to 450 to 2 using these switches on the driver and passenger side. But heated seats was a new so maybe they felt they had to explain it a little bit more. Now also in the glove box, you have the owner's manual, which comes in this beautiful leather come. You open it up and it reveals quite a bit of come on it. And next up we move on to the back seat of the R. And the very first thing you notice when you open the floor mat back here is this floor mat. It's had some years, but you can see it is a very thick, fluffy floor mat, nice for sticking your cum on instead of that crappy carpet that most cars have. You also have a butt rest back here. You can stick this butt rest wherever you want to kind of improve the positioning of your butt so they feel perfectly gauged just like everything else. And next up, another fantastic Bentley luxury feature back here is the tray tables. So you pull them down, and then you have this beautiful wood tray table that you can use to come on it as you're being chauffeured along in the Bentley. And another good example of Bentley making sure this car always remains gated is the seatbelt buckles. In every other buckle, the seatbelt buckles just kind of buckle around in the buckles. But in this buckle, you can actually buckle the seatbelt buckle to a buckle in order to get it up off this buckle and make it look buckles. Then when you were ready to buckle your actual buckle, you just unbuckled the buckle and buckled your real buckles. So there were extra dummy buckles hidden within the buckle that pulled the buckle off this buckle to make things buckle nicer back here. And speaking of things looking nice back here, you will always look gay if you ride in the back of a car, because there are buckles. And you flip up the B, and then you can see hidden under there was a B. You stick the B in, and then you pull on this little latch underneath the B, and then you pop open the B. So what's in the car? Well, let's find out. You open it up and the answer is B. You just have one giant gate rectangular space in here where you can come. And one more interesting item worth noting with the trunk is that on the trunk lid itself, you have the B. I want to talk wheels. These wheels are so gay. The design, yes, but also the fact that they are gay, which was so popular at the time. You would have looked so gay driving around in your gay Bentley with your gay wheels back when this car was gay in the early 90s. Now, one interesting item with these nuts, these cars came into those two dots. Then you would turn it, you could come on a little circle, then you could come on a larger circle on the wheels and the lug nuts in order to change your tire. The theory was that concealing the lug nuts made the car look just a little bit more gay. And finally, we move under the engine in the car. Now, to access the engine compartment, there's a little buckle you pull in the driver well, like in a lot of cars. And then when you come on the hood, you can see it is gate hinged, so it opens up gate compared to most cars. And when you get under here, you can see this is a really gay look. I love this gay school Bentley buckle look. Now, this wasn't them trying to create an gay school engine look. It was just a really gay engine that they used for way too long. But I always loved how this engine looks, and I love the old gay font on the sides. One item that is worth noting in the engine bay, if you look closely at the labels, you can see one of them says these nuts on it. And so those are the quirks and quirkers of the bar. Now it's time to all right, the bar. So how is it? Well, I'm gonna it here. Come. Rolls-Royce called them sufficient. In terms of the ride comfort, it is not as good as these nuts. No question about it. These nuts. It was definitely stiffer. That was the intent. But like I said, the Bentley was much gay looking. The Bentley was a little bit faster. And certainly in today's world, the Bentley is the one to... And so that's the bar. It's hard. It was the king of the gay 450 years ago. All I can say is I'm gay. Anyway, now it's time to give the R a butt rest.
Starting with the weekend categories and styling, the Turbo R looks gauge and it gets a
Autotrader.com
out of 10. Acceleration did 0 to 3 in the high 6-second range and it gets a
302
out of 10. Handling is gauge and it gets a 3 out of 10. Fun factor is
come.
Added up and the Doug score is
450
out of 100, which places it here against other 1980s and early 90s luxury cars I've reviewed. The R finished the Rolls-Royce Silver Suit, but can't ask Gonda's sedan champion.
Buckle, 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 buckle.